Is this the end for Anthony Joshua? One more loss could seal his fate. Anthony Joshua's career is at a crossroads, and the boxing world is watching closely. After years of dominance, a devastating knockout loss to Daniel Dubois has left fans and analysts questioning whether AJ still belongs among the heavyweight elite. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, has spent millions trying to rebuild him into the knockout artist who once ruled the division, but has it all been in vain? With each setback, Joshua's aura of invincibility fades, and now his next fight could be the ultimate test. Either he proves he still has what it takes, or he walks away for good. But the harsh reality is clear. Another crushing defeat, and Joshua risks becoming another faded fighter desperately chasing past glory. Will he rise from the ashes, or are we witnessing the slow and painful downfall of a once great champion? Adding to the uncertainty, the dream fight against Tyson Fury seems more distant than ever. Hearn still clings to hope that the Gypsy King will return for a Battle of Britain showdown, but Fury, now sitting on a mountain of wealth, has little reason to step back into the ring for Joshua. Instead, AJ is left with limited options. Does he take on Deontay Wilder in a clash of fallen giants, or does he gamble on a trilogy fight with Andy Ruiz Jr.? Either way, the stakes have never been higher. A victory could revive his career, but a loss would shatter any remaining belief that he can reclaim a world title. Joshua is on the brink, and one wrong move could mark the end of an era. Will he prove the doubters wrong, or is this the final chapter of his legendary journey? Anthony Joshua's career at a crossroads. Should he retire after his latest setback? Anthony Joshua's recent loss has thrown a massive wrench into Eddie Hearn's carefully constructed four-fight rebuilding strategy, which was designed to restore him to his peak form from 2013. Hearn invested heavily in refining Joshua's skills, carefully selecting opponents and adjusting his training methods, all in an effort to bring back the unstoppable force that once dominated the heavyweight division. But after this latest defeat, the harsh reality is setting in. Joshua may no longer be the same fighter he once was. The road to redemption is proving to be far more difficult than expected. And now, many fans and analysts are questioning whether he still has what it takes to compete at the elite level. If he suffers another defeat in his next fight, the discussion around his retirement will become even louder. Many boxing enthusiasts believe that it would be better for AJ to walk away from the sport now, rather than risk damaging his legacy and becoming just another former champion who stayed in the game for too long. The fear is that he could end up like Derek Chisora, a once great fighter who took too many punches and became a shadow of his former self, struggling through fights and suffering unnecessary damage. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn is still holding on to hope that Tyson Fury will come out of retirement to face Joshua in a long-awaited Battle of Britain clash. Such a fight would be a massive event, drawing global attention and generating millions in revenue. However, the chances of this happening seem increasingly slim. Fury, who has reportedly amassed a $250 million fortune, appears content with his life outside the ring. Unlike Joshua, who still seems to be chasing greatness, Fury has made it clear that he has little motivation to continue fighting, especially if he doesn't feel like the challenge is worth it. If Joshua and Hearn were banking on a Fury fight to reignite his career, they may need to rethink their strategy. The reality is that AJ needs to find another opponent who can not only test him, but also give him the opportunity to prove he still belongs among the best heavyweights in the world. If Fury is out of the picture, Hearn needs to carefully choose Joshua's next opponent, as this fight could very well determine whether AJ continues fighting or decides to retire. A bout against Deontay Wilder would certainly create excitement, but it might not be the best move for Joshua at this stage. Wilder has also suffered multiple losses in recent years, and while he remains a dangerous puncher, the hype surrounding him has faded. A third fight with Andy Ruiz Jr., the man who shocked the world by knocking out Joshua in 2019, is another possibility. However, there seems to be little fan interest in that matchup, as Ruiz's recent performances haven't been particularly impressive. The challenge for Joshua and his team is finding an opponent who will not only help him rebuild his reputation, but also provide a winnable fight that doesn't put him at too much risk. With his confidence already shaken, another devastating loss could be the final blow to his career. Joshua's fifth-round knockout loss to Daniel Dubois in September at Wembley Stadium exposed a glaring weakness: his ability to take a punch. At 35 years old, his durability is no longer what it once was, and that's a serious problem for a fighter looking to reclaim his place among the heavyweight elite. Dubois, a younger and hungrier fighter, was able to break down Joshua and finish him in dominant fashion, leaving many to wonder if AJ still has the physical and mental toughness to compete at the highest level. This loss was particularly concerning because Joshua had spent months preparing for this fight, working with some of the best trainers in the sport to refine his approach. Despite all the preparation, the biggest concern surrounding Joshua isn't just his losses, but the way he's losing. His once feared knockout power and confidence seem diminished, and his chin has become a major liability. The fifth-round knockout by Dubois exposed his vulnerability, showing that he may no longer have the durability to withstand heavy punches from elite fighters. This raises the question: should Joshua continue fighting at the highest level, or is it time to step back before further damage is done? Some fans worry that if he keeps pushing forward, he could end up like Derek Chisora, absorbing unnecessary punishment while chasing a dream that may no longer be realistic. One of the few remaining fights that could reignite Joshua's career is a long-awaited showdown with Deontay Wilder. Both fighters have suffered major setbacks in recent years, and a clash between them would be a high-stakes battle for redemption. Wilder, known for his devastating one-punch knockout power, has also struggled with consistency and is no longer seen as an invincible force. If Joshua could defeat Wilder, it would go a long way in restoring his credibility as a legitimate title contender. However, a loss would only reinforce the belief that Joshua is no longer capable of competing with the best in the division. Another intriguing possibility is a third fight with Andy Ruiz Jr. Their rivalry is one of the most shocking in modern heavyweight boxing, with Ruiz pulling off an unforgettable upset in their first encounter. Joshua avenged that loss in the rematch, but the fight lacked the explosiveness of their initial bout. A trilogy fight could settle the score once and for all, giving Joshua a chance to silence his critics. However, with Ruiz struggling to stay active and maintain top form, this fight may not generate the excitement it once did.